Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am on a new diamond painting already. I actually finished the other one during my last WIP and chat. So here I am. For those of you who don't know what WIP and chat means, WIP is work in progress, so W-I-P, and then, well, chat means we just chat. And so the whole point of WIP and chats, you'll see them throughout diamond painting communities, and then adult coloring communities. That's where I originally came from, and I still, post on there. But basically, you just work on whatever is your current WIP, work in progress, and you just kind of chat. It can be about anything, really. There's no rules. So I usually like to give little updates. It had been so long since I had recorded one that mine was a little longer last time, just kind of updating everybody about where I am in life. Because with all of my channels, I kind of had to take a break, and I'm slowly working my way back for all of my channels, from adult coloring to diamond painting, and then of course all my other ones as well. I have a lot. I have a watercolor channel, watercolor channel, a Crayola coloring channel, so only coloring with Crayola. And then I also have like a silent coloring channel. There's a lot. But I've been really busy with my Etsy store as well. So it's like, even though family life here at the house has sort of calmed down, I don't want to say it's like all the way calm, but it's sort of calmed down. It's still chaotic enough to get in the way. So I'm trying to just slowly, week by week, be like, okay, I am going to do one video, or this week's focus, because, obviously, unfortunately, to keep YouTube channels going, you usually need to post at least once a week, and I am not doing that. But I don't want to pressure myself or burn out, especially because I am in the busy season for my Etsy store as well. So this is the time of year where I am just slammed with orders. So I'm trying to, keep on that. Like this month is going to be really interesting. And by this month, I mean October. So as you guys know, I normally do, or I've been slowly increasing the number of limited edition boxes, right? So this last time I did like 25 boxes and 8 minis or 10 minis. I can't remember. Either way, it sold out really quick. I even did the mid-month drop that I had promised I would give a go and try it out, and those sold in 10 minutes. So the Halloween box, there's going to be 50 of them. I had already planned on increasing significantly for the Halloween box, simply because every year, even before my boxes became this popular, they would sell out quickly, the Halloween ones. So I'm going with 50, so that's double the usual. And we'll see how it goes, because if those sell out super quick, I'll probably start doing like 40 to 50 for every month, and not do the mid-month drop. The mid-month drop was successful, but the biggest issue I noticed is I would have to then go and make all of the limited edition scents that I was short on just to fulfill those boxes. And usually by the middle of the month, I'm actually already working on the next month's scent list, like already making putties. And so having to go back and make scents that are limited edition for September in the middle of the month and hope that they sell out before October, it's just not worth it. So the mid-month drop, while it had good intentions, I won't be doing it. However, I'm just going to increase the number of boxes that drop at the start of the month. And let's just hope I eventually get to a point where, people aren't scrambling as much, but at the same time, I still want them to sell out fast. I don't want the boxes to even sit there all day, to be completely honest. Do I want it like insane where they're gone in 20 minutes. No, but like within an hour or two is like my goal. So once I get to that point where the sales kind of, taper off and it hangs out for a little bit, that's probably going to be my sweet spot. And that's simply because I have to sit there and literally babysit them as they go through. I've always got to like clarify with people with their orders because everyone's so rushed that sometimes they'll be like, oh shoot, I meant to do this, or I forgot to pick my scent. And so I spend about 5 hours doing follow-up on that sale day anyway. And then I just have to like make sure it's all accounts are right. And then because of the way Etsy is set up, you can't actually, like I have the upgrade pens, so you get the custom pen that is designed with shimmering canvas. I can't actually put a limit on those, so I literally am manually watching as those boxes sell, and then the second the number of upgrade pens hits, I have to manually turn it off. So it's a lot of pressure. I'm sitting there, refresh, and then quickly running in there and turning off the option to upgrade. I might actually have 2 listings come out, one with the upgrade pen, one with the basic pen. You might have noticed I did that with the mid-month drop. I was kind of testing it out in Etsy, and gosh, it was such a nice stress relief. I didn't have to babysit the listing. I could like get up and refill my coffee. So I may do that. So especially with 50 boxes, I think we have 40 upgrade pens, but they're not going to all be in the boxes. Some are going to be in the minis. And just in case you forgot, or you don't know what the mini is, because I only added that about a month or so ago. The mini is basically the entire limited edition box, but without the tray. And the reason I had done that was because, the trays, not everyone needs a ton of trays, for one. And 2, sometimes we weren't being as creative with the trays, so they weren't as big of a hit. So it was just an extra cost for people. That said, lately people want the trays because we're doing so many fun customizations with them. So they're no longer like your run-of-the-mill little tray. It's actually like, ooh, I want to collect that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Where did this one? But like this month's trays, they're supposed to come today, and then I'll start doing some preview and sneak peek videos. I've got the pens already in, the drills. We're just a little bit behind on trays, but those are supposed to come today, and then I will be shipping those out. And this month, there will actually be 2 YouTubers that'll be showing off the boxes, in addition to myself, but little old me and my tiny channel doesn't have as much, as many people watching to kind of give you a preview. So Katie from Diamonds and Washi, she'll be previewing it like she does every month, and I really appreciate it. She's been awesome. Even doing the collaborations with her on putties have been really fun. So she'll be doing one, but then also crafting with Shay. Shay previewed one, I want to say March of this year, but I asked her if she wanted the Halloween box to show off, and so I'm shooting one her way as well, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to have a bunch of boxes, so I'll send out 2. So yeah, you can check out both of them and see both of their experiences. Shay will have a basic box. Katie will have the upgraded box. Now, we've been sending her the upgraded one really just as a thank you, because her showing the box has really helped not just my store, because yes, the box is sold on my site, but every box I sell, obviously I purchased those materials from Shimmering Canvas and Creations with by LEP. But then also they get extra business. So like Dawn over at Shimmering Canvases has started to notice she's getting pen sales. LAP's been getting more tray sales. So it's like benefiting both of our stores. So that's why we've been sending the upgrades, because we really appreciate it. It just helps us because we're small shops, and anytime someone helps a small shop, it's appreciated. And the last few months, it's been really, it's like been making the boxes really popular and just explode, obviously, because nobody can seem to snag them. But again, my goal this month is that you guys should be able to get a hold of them. Now, it is a Halloween box. Everyone's excited about Halloween, so I would still pop on there at lunchtime because goodness gracious, who knows how fast it will go, because like I said, you know, there's been times I've increased it or I'm like, oh, I don't even know if this box will sell quickly, and they still do every time. So still log in. Just remember, it's always the first of the month, 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you do need to do a little bit of time conversion if you're not in the MST time zone. I wish I could do it for you. Other than I do know that it comes out to, what is that, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. But then once you get into anything more complicated than that, like, you know, what is it for another country? No idea. But Google is pretty handy for that. So just go on there and say what is 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time in my time zone, and it'll tell you, or even ChatGPT it. But yeah, I will be doing a preview this week on my channel for that box, just so you can get an idea of what is coming. And we're doing pink, black, and white because I've never been the traditional orange and black Halloween gal. I actually always do, oops, I missed one there. I always do purple and black. That's like my thing, but I thought, ooh, pink would be fun. So that's why it's pink. And then there's a whole lineup of cover minders. I hope I'll have them all cut in time when I do the video. If not, I'm going to do a separate video and just, but I like to do it all at once and just be like, here is everything launching October 1st, because it's not just the limited edition boxes, but it's also every month I come up with a whole list of new cover minders. And so for October 1st, I've got all of the Halloween themed cover minders launching, but then I also have all of the fall ones launching, just fall themed in general are launching on the 1st. So those will pop up, and then a whole new scent list because it rotates every month, as you guys know. Well, for those of you who shop with me, know. So yeah, like that whole scent list, and then of course the individual listing for the limited scents. So if you don't get a box, you can still get the scents. So it's a lot that launches. So I'm hoping I'll have all the cover minders ready too, so I can be like, okay, here's a preview of everything launching, because it makes it easier for you guys too when you're shopping, right? You can just log in and buy everything at once. They will all launch on the 1st. That part is for certain. It's just, will I have time to put them in a video? Plus, I have a bunch of bundles. I normally do bundles, and I haven't been because I've just been overwhelmed with all my personal stuff. So I've got a fall bundle already out. It's like an apple scented one. You can go check it out in my store. And it comes with a cute cover minder if you want. You don't have to get the cover minder. Optional. But then I've also got my, whatchamacallit, I'm releasing my Halloween one. That comes out as well on the 1st. So like I said, lots on the 1st. But yeah, as for just life, now that I've rambled on about my store, which is my life, especially this week, because getting everything ready for October launches, like that's all I'm doing. I am still working on my book. It's actually going to release October 31st. So that is still underway. I actually am looking for 2 more beta readers. So if any one of you has read my other books, it's not necessarily a requirement, but it helps because then you'll know my writing style and you'll know you enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy my writing style, it's kind of hard to be a beta reader. But I could use some beta readers because I had a few that couldn't help me this round. And it's not their fault. Like I said, my book publishing date just kept getting pushed back because of all the stress in my house, which is now slowly releasing itself, I think. But I had to keep pushing it back, and so when I was finally ready, they just weren't available to read a little quicker, because whoever does sign up kind of needs to be ready to like go right away and just dive in and start reading. So there is that little catch. You're gonna have to be ready to just hit the ground running because I am behind schedule. And basically beta readers get the polished rough draft, but it's not necessarily the draft that's going to be published. I'll still make some changes. You know, I haven't gone through and done like any heavy editing for grammar. I've mainly been editing for content and flow, because one of the big reasons is when I have beta readers, sometimes they'll say, hey, this chapter doesn't make sense. And, you know, what's the point of sitting there and perfecting your grammar if you have to turn around and, rewrite that whole part anyways, or at least that's how I look at it. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, you know, keeping busy with the Etsy store and definitely keeping with my plans to release my book, which I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to go pre-order it. It's a book 4 for me, but it's technically book 1 of a new series. It's just my 4th published book. Because when I say book 4, people, I think that just dropped there and didn't mean to go there. Yep. When I say book 4, people are like, oh, you're adding on to the old series. I'm like, oh no, that series is done. This is just book 4 for me from a publishing standpoint is what I mean. So, yeah. But I would love some more beta readers. So if you have read my books, let me know. And I can get you in there pretty quickly. It's best to shoot me a message on Instagram, though, not leave a comment here, only because I may not see it right away. I'm trying to be really good about getting back to comments, but there's just so much going on with the Etsy store and then just life and book and, you know, my husband did move out of the house, so it's just me and the kids now in the house, and we're trying to get into kind of a, not necessarily a new routine, because with his work schedule as a firefighter, he would leave the house every now and then, not every now and then, he would leave the house for his shifts, so it wasn't like we're not used to it, but it is different, obviously, because he doesn't come back, you know, so the kids are getting used to that, even I'm getting used to it, but I think we'll get there. It's just going to take some time for everyone to adjust, and then we're also just trying to kind of, you know, get into a routine where it's like, okay, well, how does it work with just mom in charge all the time? And but yeah, I kind of wish my kids were back in all those sports. For those of you who watched like my coloring channel and, you know, stuff like that, you probably remember back when all my kids were in sports and I was constantly busy, and I actually wish we had that going on right now, because there's some evenings where it's just like we're all kind of restless and at home, but I don't know. So I keep pushing at my kids. I'm like, you sure you don't want to go back to sports? Like, do something? I don't know. It's getting colder, so it's not like we can go out, it's, you know, outside, but I don't want to like go out and do something that costs money. But I feel like, you know, sports or something, I don't know. So I keep pushing at the younger ones. My 16-year-old is a no-go. He's done with sports. His fun is over. But yeah, I guess it would just help me to get out of the house, them to get out of the house, and we all have a reason to, and just stay busy, but we'll see. Sorry, a kiddo came in and I forgot what I was saying, but I was pretty much wrapping it up because I think I try to keep these not super long. But yeah, so we're getting adjusted, and I'm hoping here soon we'll find a routine and go from there. And we've had a few showings on the house, but it's such a pain. You sit there spending all day cleaning, and I'm constantly cleaning. Like, I'm constantly keeping my house clean because I never know when I'm going to get a showing. Sometimes you get extra notice. Sometimes you get like no notice. We had one last week where it was like, we had 2 in a row back to back, but one of them was like last minute. So I was like, ah, but it was great because I had already cleaned for the one that gave me, you know, all day notice. Whereas the other one just kind of piggybacked, but neither of them bought it, but it's just so stressful because like you have to get the dogs out of the house. I've got to constantly clean just in case. Like I said, you never know when you're going to get a showing. And then you'll do all that work and then they're just like, oh, I don't like the location. And, you know, because we do have the high school across the street. It's really not bad. Like, we've had people that looked at it and liked it because the high school was there. So eventually we will get that buyer that's like, oh yeah, I don't care that the high school's there. Because like for me, it doesn't even bug me. I'm sure people assume we're selling because of that reason, but we're not. In fact, all of us who live on this street, we're all like, you know what, it's actually not bad to have the high school there, like, at all. We don't even notice. We don't hear the games because the noise actually travels to the neighborhood opposite of us. So if anyone ends up buying over there, they'll actually hear it, not us. So, we don't hear the games. There is traffic, but it's literally like 10 minutes before school, this little tiny window when all the kids are, you know, on lunch break. And then after that, it's pretty dead. So it's not that bad, but it's just at this price range and in this market. And then of course going into fall and winter, it's really just going to be like that one random buyer. So I kind of, like I tell my kids, we're just caretakers of the house. I don't even like really look at this as my house anymore because it's not. I mean, I'm selling it. And really like that was kind of how I just looked at it, it is my dream home and I'm bummed that I got to sell it. Although after cleaning it every day, I have definitely decided that I will be okay downsizing to a house half the size of this monster. But yeah, I'm the caretaker right now, waiting for someone else to buy it, and hopefully soon. Really don't want to roll into the holidays, or worse, someone finally buy it at the holidays, and then I've got to scramble to find a rental during the holidays. That'll be fun, right? So we'll see about that, because I don't want to just rent whatever pops up either. So that's my big thing. But yeah, we'll see. But for now, I'm just going to keep plugging along. I'm going to try and pop these like I had said in last week. So I'm really going to try and keep my word on that. And I need to change out my putty, but I'm being kind of lazy. I'm going to keep my word and keep putting these out once a week. It's the best I can. So far, 2 for 2, right? So I even looked at my calendar and I was like, oh, it's been 5 days. I can post one today. Really need to get some content on my adult coloring channel. I will be doing that de-stash here of paintings very soon. Like I said, I'm going to do it different this time around. They're all going to be on eBay already, and then I'll just do the de-stash video. And that'll make it just 10 times easier than all the back and forth, because that's really, the back and forth just took too long. People wouldn't respond, or they'd finally respond and then be mad because I was like, well, you were past the deadline. I had to give it to someone else. And I was like, oh, I don't have time to sit here. So like, I'm just gonna like, okay, here they are. They're nice and cheap. They're on eBay. Just go snag it. And yeah, it's just easier for me that way. And then like shipping's already integrated, and so that's a little smoother too. So that's my plan, at least, is just to kind of put them up there. And then my watercolor channel, I really am trying to get the content back up there. I just don't know when it's feasible. I had to shut down the Etsy that was associated with it because I just, one, the post office kept losing packages for that one, and that was just too expensive to deal with. And then two, I was just like, you know what, I cannot do 2 Etsy stores, not during my busy season with this Etsy store. So yeah, I kind of had to pull the plug on that one, but I think this is a good stopping point. This is a really fun one. I'll keep posting. I don't use the Diamond Daughter Instagram anymore. I probably should. It's just I have so many Instagrams. So I've been posting this on my Colorfully Optimistic one. So if you already follow me on there, you can kind of see my progress. I put it in, like, while it's a WIP, I put it up in my stories, and then I kind of put the finished ones up because it's just, I have a Instagram for my author account. I have an Instagram for my Pure Bliss Wax and all that. So I'm just tired. I can only manage so many Instagrams before I just completely lose my marbles. So yeah, that's my plan. But yeah, so just follow me on there. And then of course, keep an eye out for the Halloween box preview on my channel here. As well as my Instagram, and then as well as Katie's channel and Shay's channel. So you got plenty of people previewing it. And then yeah, just be prepared for October 1st. You still got a little bit of time. I'm sure I'll do a whip and chat before then, maybe. I don't know what's today. It's only the 23rd, right? So we still got some time. But it's just a matter of getting there. So thank you to everyone and your kind comments. I am hoping I'll just keep having good news as things go along. And maybe next time I get a whip and chat up, I can be like, my house sold. Because that would be a big stress relief. Minus the moving. This is like the worst time of year for me to move during my busy Etsy season. But to sell my house and just have that part done and over with would be worth the hassle. Don't know how I'll make it happen, but we'll find out. But yeah, until next time, everyone, take care. Bye now.